All right, welcome to Sports Nation, folks. Today we talk about LeBron. If he loses tonight, are his days numbered in Cleveland?
I can't believe we're talking about LeBron. That's new. That's awesome.
Tomorrow night. And LeBron can come back from 0-3.
But he could lose tonight and tomorrow. T.O., he's throwing shade at Jason Garrett. What do you guys think?
He threw the light.
He threw the light?
Yeah.
No.
He threw the light.
And...
Boy. It must have been a struggle to graduate, boy, to get through this.
Sports Nation is presented by Toyota.
So that was Marcellus.
No!
At Columbia.
How much did you weigh? When you graduated?
282. In that picture, no. That I know his GPA. It was barely qualified to get that degree the way he was acting.
Welcome to Sports Nation, Carry Champion Marcellus Wise. Ooh. What?
Ooh. Snacks over here.
I know.
Snacks.
No GMOs, organic, fresh.
Compliment. I'll take it. L.C. Grandison and Mike Golick Jr. Are you prepared for this foolishness?
Absolutely.
Okay,
Your farmer's market fresh over here.
You ain't lying.
No lie.
We're going places presented by Toyota. Up first, beginning of the end. Game 3 tomorrow night in Cleveland. LeBron is getting all he can handle from the Celtics. JR said the guys need to step up. LeBron can't play hero ball. We know that. Ty Lue says he thinks the team needs to play tougher because they're gooning it up in Boston. Tristan, and well, he's weighing in as well. He said the team got punked. But Marcellus, let me ask you this.
Yes, ma'am.
Is LeBron's future tied to the outcome of this series?
It shouldn't be, and I don't think it is. So look at LeBron James and his future. He's going to look at where's the championship opportunities in that road. And if you look around, the road is not with the Los Angeles Lakers based on his birth certificate. That young core is not going to blossom in time for LeBron James to beat the Golden State Warriors. Now you can say the Houston Rockets sounds a little interesting. At the same time, you got an aging Chris Paul who's still at a high level, but respect that. And then you got James Harden, and then you bring LeBron to that. That seems like it could get you closer, but I don't think it gets over the hump. And then you look around Philadelphia, young core, still not ready. You got to stay still if you're LeBron James. You actually have to stay in Cleveland and try to make the best of that situation because nothing else seems as attractive.
How do you make the best of that situation when you look at that there's LeBron and then the rest of the team?
Because the only time you move is when you can make a major move. You don't move because you go to your friend's house and see a nice man cave. You don't say, honey, you know what? It's time to sell the house. You sell the house when you know you can get something much better and you can actually afford it. There's not anything on the landscape that's much better for
You agree
LeBron.
with what he's saying?
In part, I mean, it does appear on the outside looking in that staying put might be the best option for him. But I think there's another option as well, one that allows him to move without getting so much scrutiny, and that's the San Antonio. Why? Because he's able to say, I've had all these coaches my entire career. Here's an opportunity for me to learn and grow from this coach. Championship caliber team. Hopefully Kawhi is still there and healthy. You get young core players who are ready to go. You got a great coach, but you may not get the same ring-chasing sort of narrative if you were to go to Houston.
At this point, I think if you're going to single it down to one team, it looks like Philadelphia. To me, you talk about moving to a house. You're moving to one with a nice in-ground pool. Everything's set there in Philadelphia because you've got the kind of big that's the opposite of DeAndre Jordan that we talked about yesterday. But at this point, I'm saying, LeBron, go all in. Your legacy is secure. So why not ring chase to the fullest right now? The best and most entertaining version of the NBA to me is one where LeBron James is on one-year deals from here on out. We mix the bag every season until someone beats Golden State. I understand that's pie in the sky, but to me right now, what's the ultimate goal? Knock those guys off, and he's the only weapon that formed against them can prosper.
I disagree that it won't damage his legacy because he's not an actor or an actress who can do like a bunch of different movies and still be considered a great actor. Part of what makes a great athlete is being able to be invested with one particular franchise, maybe two, and make them winners. That's what we value more in the space in terms of athletes. What you're talking about is like a singer saying, I'm going to be a guest star over here and a guest star over here and a guest star over here. That might make you popular, but it doesn't make you a legend.
All right,
but both of y'all wrong.
We're about to go talk to someone who is an actual basketball expert.
Oh, I'm here.
Ryan Windhorst. On PTI earlier this week, he had some things to say. Essentially, he didn't agree with these guys.
I just cannot see him going to the Western Conference. I can't see it. Unless it's just like, I want to be happy and live in Los Angeles. Because if he and Paul George go to the Lakers, unless there's some other move that I can't see and they're competing with the Rockets and Warriors, they may win 47 games and get the 4th seed and then will be out in the second round. And maybe he wants to do that. My gut says he still wants to compete with championships, so he's got to stay east. And when you look east, there's not a lot of options out there. A lot of people default to Philadelphia, but I'm not sure that's a great fit.
So you said Philly, and he says he got to go east. So he's essentially saying, since he our expert, that you're incorrect. Where does he go?
And you know what? That's fine. That's fine. At this point, I think, and the discussion we were having before kind of lends itself to this, he's entitled to go wherever he wants because he has already fulfilled the prophecy he came into this league to deliver. He came in there to deliver a championship to the Cleveland Cavaliers, and he did that. Now, we already see the reaction this postseason. We're lauding his performance knowing they're not going to win a championship because his legacy is secured. So go chase wherever you need to, and I still think Philadelphia looks like the choice.
If he stays in the East.
I disagree with Brian in one sense. He's in the conversation of being GOAT. GOATs don't run scared. GOATs confront the challenge. Don't tell me you're not going to go to the Western Conference because you don't want to face the Golden State Warriors in the second round, because that doesn't sound as if you're GOAT. That sounds like
excuse me. First of all, Brian Windhorst just echoed what my genius just said before that, which is you're not going anywhere. Thank you, Brian, for the solicitation.
Once you at the high school graduation, right?
Let me give you real. I'm going to break y'all down one by one. Okay. You can't go on one-year deals. You know why? Because you need another piece to join you. Nobody's going to sign on with LeBron as he's there for 1 year. Why? I got to commit to 5 years. So that's not going to work. Kawhi Leonard, etc. Then your part, you 34 years old. What the hell you going to learn from Popovich? It's a wrap. Like, I'm on the way down, Pop. I don't need nothing else to learn.
Listen, I'm in my 40s, and I can still learn from people. You can always
learn. In the championship experience, that's not happening in San Antonio.
That's such a man ego. He can't learn. What are you saying?
In a championship experience with the Spurs, what are you going to learn with the Spurs?
I would hate to live in a world where you stop learning to grow at 33 years old.
Exactly.
At 34 years old, this dude's already in the GOAT conversation. You talking about GOATs only look for confrontation.
I didn't say only look for confrontation.
Don't run scared.
They don't run scared.
All right, next up, we're talking about Odell. We got to move on. Odell Beckham Jr. was supposed to hold out for a new contract. I don't know if he got the memo, though, because he is at voluntary, organized team activities. I don't have a problem with this. In fact, I think, have you noticed he's been quiet?
No.
He's been minding his business.
Just living his life, his
and
best life.
he's not trying to start any trouble. Don't start none, won't be none. And that is because he wants his money. So, LZ, do you have a problem with him showing up early?
Yes.
Thank you.
Get your money. What is the most powerful tool you have in negotiations? The ability to say no. The ability to walk away. He's giving up this ability by showing up. Why? Because now if you show up and decide you're not going to come back for camp, guess what happens? You lose the PR battle. Right now, most NFL fans agree with him. You're underpaid, bruh. You should get your money. Use that negotiation tactic. Be not afraid to walk away.
Before or after the video came out? That's what I want to.
Yeah. Which video? Because he's got a lot of videos.
Oh, that video with the little brown thing.
That's the problem. He has a lot of videos. So he
that
can't
was
say
baby
no.
power.
I just want y'all to go on record, maybe go into the archives of some of these Sports Nation episodes where I said Odell Beckham was going to show up to OTAs, because it's not an NFL player alive that is still active that is talking about, I'm going to actually stay away from this team, when you just went from a $1.4 million contract year to an $8.9 million contract year. They're looking at you like, yeah, you're underpaid, but you're also being properly respected in your first rookie year deal. Now, after this, Odell, stay healthy. Odell, stay distraction-free, whatever you want to call that, and continue to produce at an NFL best level at the receiver position, you'll get your dough.
Golick, your thoughts.
Come on, man. This is a risk-reward proposition right here, and the risk of him being around there and giving up that leverage is far outweighed by the reward that comes with showing this organization the one flaw in your game that's been there is all the questions about maturity, all of these problems that have presented themselves outside the realm of football, because you've got the ultimate trump card as a player. You're one of the 3 best receivers in the league. That's your leverage.
Golick, trade me then. If you think I'm so immature, if you think I'm not worth the money, let me go. Trade me, and then see what the other 30 teams have to say about me.
There are no rush.
And if you trade him everywhere you go, there you are. You trade him, he's still going to get 8.9 this year, and then they're going to say, we're going to see if we're going to give you franchise player money. And that's still going to take you to convince another organization. So why do you want to move the situation out of it?
But why not show up? What's the point?
Yeah,
why
thank you, LZ.
Because you're not going to miss regular season.
What's the point?
Do you remember in the preseason when he went out there and injured his ankle and it looked really, really bad?
Sure.
He didn't get his money then.
Okay, so you think he's going to be out there?
So I'm sitting here and I'm like going, you've already played with danger once. Why would you go out there and put yourself in that position another time when you could actually hold out, get paid for real, and then put it all on the line for an organization that didn't put it all on the line for you?
It's called football, man. Every time you watch a game, somebody's going to go down. What, they supposed to get a contract before?
Odell, listen to him. Don't listen to him. Coming up next. What about this guy? Listen to him. T.O. says that he doesn't understand why Jason Garrett still has a job. Is that fair?
Boy, that's some high blood pressure salt right there, boy.
Sodium.
Iris.
Sports Nation is presented by Toyota. Toyota. Let's go places. And in part by Gold Peak, the taste that brings you home. Welcome back to Sports Nation, presented by Toyota.
All right, bad news. It's time for 3 jeers. 1 jeer for Padres infielder Christian Villanueva. Misses the easy ground.
No, it's
What?
always easy for somebody else.
Easy ground out.
Yeah.
It's always
So
easy.
this is what happens.
Ankle,
Drops
knee,
the
hip.
ball.
It's always that, baby. It's that flexion, ankle, knee, hip. You actually got to use it.
Oh, now
That's
you're
what
an expert?
That's what the athletes are.
Okay. 2 jeers for this Russian basketball player. This guy's the only one here.
What?
And guess what? He breaks the border.
See, I hate to say it, but I kind of saw that coming.
Yeah,
Let's
it's
just
bad.
say
I thought it was
that.
going to be an oop, and it was an oops.
Still not worse than my dad in the Celebrity All-Star game.
I missed it. What's your dad do?
Missed one from like 2 feet.
Oh, really?
Hang in there, Danny.
Number 3.
Daddy.
3 jeers for Czech Republic's Filip Koronik. Said it. Patrick Kane drops the defender to the ice and scores a nice
USA, USA.
They still playing hockey? Did they just have standing toe?
Great USA, you got a young world star over there.
Who's in it? You don't even know.
All right, so welcome back to Sports Nation, folks. Let's get right to it. He is speaking his mind, as he always has his entire career. Yesterday, T.O. posted this video to Twitter reminding us he's in shape. I mean, Marcellus said he hasn't eaten a carb ever. I think he's in shape.
That boy
I don't know.
is serious shape, next level.
Also, on 105.3, The Fan questioning why Jason Garrett, that is the head coach of the Cowboys, still has a job. Let's listen.
How can you, at some point, keep allowing players to be the scapegoat for what's not happening, especially when you have a head coach that's supposed to be offensive-minded. They're supposed to, direct and lead the team to where a team hasn't gotten in a number of years. And they pretty much have been at, they've been at a standstill under the head coach of Jason Garrett. I just don't understand why this guy still has a job.
Well, you know what? I'm not going to say that they've been under a standstill. That's ridiculous. And also, but let's just talk about this. We all know Jerry Jones's way of life. He's very friendly. He does not like to get rid of his players or his staff.
He's loyal.
So it seems to be that it's fitting that Jason Garrett is still there. But do you think this is overall petty, Marcellus?
I think this is petty. I don't think this is respecting the course and the journey of Jason Garrett, who came to the Cowboys 2010. Remember, they were 1-7. And saved that season, 5-3 his last few games.
Give it to me.
Then if you look at his winning percentage, it's a winning percentage around 560. You may say, oh, that's not too impressive. 1, you're a winning coach in NFL, but 2, you got a higher win percentage than John Gruden, who just got $100 million. And if you want to talk about what Jason Garrett's also done, he's done so much with so little. And I'm not saying it's star power. I'm talking about consistent excellence. Let's run down the list. Sean Lee, tremendous linebacker when healthy. Never healthy. Let's talk about Tony Romo. Real talk. Tony Romo, as he was starting to go plateau, come in decline, injury prone, never had him. Then you also talk about Jason Witten. Tremendous tight end, but was starting to decline, and guess what? Now he's a broadcaster. You talk about a line that had a great year 2 years ago and then had injury concerns and shuffling around. And then finally you're going through congressional hearings with Ezekiel Elliott. Is he going to play? Is he not going to play every single week? Jason Garrett has not had a lot if you look beneath the surface, and that's why I think he's a good coach.
But he's had a lot of time, and I think that's the conversation. The reason why I think people need to focus in on the message and not the messenger in this case is because there is some validity to what he's saying.
Give it to me.
7 full seasons, 1 playoff win. That usually gets you fired.
Not Marvin Lewis?
Not Marvin Lewis, but we all thought he was going to be fired, though, right?
You need that agent.
I mean, think about it. Dwayne Casey may end up winning Coach of the Year for the Toronto Raptors, 59 wins, but you couldn't get the job done.
Well, because
there's
it was embarrassing. It was the way it was.
Well, you know what else is embarrassing? If you're a Cowboys fan, 8-8, 8-8, 8-8, 4-12.
How many losing seasons?
Those are...
8-8 is fine.
How many losing seasons?
8-8 is not fine for the Cowboys. You're supposed to be America's team.
This is my problem, though, is he wants to talk about scapegoats. Then why are you stopping at this level here? You mentioned it before. This starts with Jerry Jones' tendencies.
Right.
So if you're really about getting mad at this situation, talk to the guy who's kept him around through all this and start asking him why.
Go ahead, Golick, and tell him I was right.
He does the same thing that fans tend to do, which is stop short of the true problem. The true problem always lies at top. That's where systemic issues come from if they're there.
Yeah, Jerry Jones keeps that. He enables that ability.
Well, that's why he let Steven take over the reins. That's why he let his son take over.
All right, we are champions, my friend. Referring to me and all these guys here. No, really. Alabama won the national title game against Georgia this year, but if you ask UCF, their undefeated season makes them the actual champions. They went as far as to celebrate. They got a banner, they have rings. Former head coach Scott Frost said this about Alabama. Listen carefully.
I think I'm on the record enough with that kind of stuff, but Alabama's probably got one or two championships they claim that weren't necessarily recognized by everybody.
That smirk.
Shade.
So, Golick, I don't know. Do you agree with Frost about this?
You know what? I agree with what the end game of this ends up being. Now, listen, you're punching way up if you're UCF because you can talk about the 14 or 12 titles out of there. They got 5 since '09, and you're not disputing any of those. So we're good in the modern era with this team.
Right.
But Scott Frost, listen, Toronto Raptors, take notes. This is how you treat your ex if you're Scott Frost. Because this is the continued PR campaign for UCF right now.
Yeah.
Continuing to build up this team going into next year.
Is.
Now, that's a lot of pressure on this team coming into the season because you got to go deliver. But they've won the offseason with all this. So I commend Scott Frost for showing him a little love after he ditched them for a better job.
I love it because it injects personality into a sport in which the players are rotating constantly. All you got are the coaches.
Right.
It's good to have some coaches with some personality and some pop. I say well done.
If I'm Alabama, this is a no-win proposition. Like you said, to deal with these little dudes around who keep talking about that they have actually won something that we really won. So you know what? If you sing it, bring it. It's time to have a scrimmage. And let's go on the field, and I want to see UCF on the field with Alabama, and it can't count in the standings. I just want to see y'all shut it and go out there and have a national championship scrimmage. And I'm going on record, the score is going to be 40-0 at the half.
You guys,
Alabama's going to smoke them boys.
Okay, graphics are fired. National championship scrimmage.
That's all I want to see. Yeah, right.
I'm into that.
No, walking like you're talking.
But do you bring back the old players that have already moved on to the NFL?
No, we're not going to do all that.
Okay. Just keep it surface. We having fun.
Well, I'm having fun, too.
I was just like, let's think about philosophically about how
where's the location? Should be home and home?
Yeah, right. Neutral site.
Coming up,
Sorry, I can't help being smart.
Yeah, it's too smart. Adidas created a MVP shoe for James Harden already. Is that true? We'll find out. They should. We should talk about it. Coming up next.
They're nice.
Like,
hello, Sports Nation. It's Pilar again with your very stylish Tómala of the week. Tigres versus America. Juan Sanchez shoots and scores the golazo from long range. Top, Tómala, America. Thank you, guys. Have a nice weekend.
I think she's better than you at Tomala.
Oh, really? Beef.
Beef. Now it's time for winners and losers. First up, winner, weekend plans. Game 3 between Rockets Warriors heads to Oakland Sunday. Steph Curry struggling shooting in the first 2 games. Marcellus over under 30 points for Steph in Game 3.
Under. 1, I think he is physically compromised. Let's be real about his injury. 2, they beating him up. Like coming off them screens and that bully ball that Houston played in Game 2, that continues even on the road. Nah, I say under.
I got over. He angry. He mad. He
mad.
He heard people like you. He heard what they saying in Houston. He's going to show and put some respect on his name.
You agree?
Oh, yeah, he's going to be chewing all up on that mouthpiece. 30 piece, easy.
They only made 2 threes in this
winner
series.
Rivalries. WNBA season kicks off tonight. Finals rematch between the Lynx and the Sparks. We have to watch it. LZ and I apparently are huge fans. Who you got winning this one?
Unfortunately, I have the Minnesota Lynx winning.
Why?
Because I just can't bet against that girl by a more. She
Have
is
you seen
bad.
Candace?
She is cold. Yes, I've seen Candace.
So how come
I've seen Candace. She in L.A.
You know what?
Stop
I said I seen Candace.
That's your hot take? I've seen her.
Only
That game is
y'all
Sunday.
names
Make sure you guys check it out. I'm going for the Sparks. Loser timing. Take a look at James Harden's MVP sneakers that Adidas released already. Marcellus, have they jumped the gun with this? If you will.
No, they should release. Matter of fact, let him come out right now because he is going to win the MVP. Even though there's a floating graphic about how LeBron James has better numbers in every single category. But don't look at that, Adidas. Just launch the shoe.
Do you like the shoe? More importantly.
Yeah,
try it on.
not my age group range, not my demo, but
I hope he doesn't win so the value of the sneaker goes up. This would be like finding the Z01s out there somewhere.
Oh, wait a minute. Big baller brand. You talking about mine? What? No. First of all, that's going to be a third. No, I love me some big ball. I got both shoes. I got both football brands. I wore my Jellos yesterday. Yeah, I love those shoes.
Winner, becoming royalty. We forgive you, Golick. The royal wedding between Prince Harry and Meghan Markle is this weekend. I don't know. Well, LZ, you waking up at 4 a.m. to watch this?
Girl, no.
Why not?
Because I just don't care.
Yeah, I'm not.
Okay, so can I ask you a
I'm happy
question?
for her.
I'm happy for her too, but I don't care. Everyone's putting so much on this, and I'm really under the impression that she's just like, let's just get this over with. That's what I'm looking like.
Listen, guys, I got 2 words for you.
Give it to me.
Prop bets, all right? We're in legalized gambling in America now.
All right.
They got a whole list of prop bets that you can hit for this thing right now.
Give me one.
Color of the Queen's hat right now. We already know who's going to walk her down the aisle. You've got so many options to look up in this. I'm saying just go and take a look.
If it's a royal wedding, give me Prince Akeem and Lisa McDowell. Other than that, I'm good. I ain't watching another one.
Here you go.
Who is going to
I'm good.
What are the chances somebody in her family does something crazy, try to embarrass her?
Boy, they already, you know what happened with the daddy. Yeah.
She's your
Daddy had to stay away from They're like, Daddy's sick, ain't Daddy sick?
Prince Akeem and Alicia McDowell, congratulations. Harry and Meghan, congratulations. We're done.
Columbia's in the house. What's up, Coach Bagnoli?
Prince